Hey, what is up, everyone? If you're new here, my name is Riley Wilson, and I help ADHD entrepreneurs treat their ADHD without any medication, whether that be stimulant medication or anxiety medication. Um, and look, the goal of this channel is to provide mental concepts and frameworks that have helped me treat ADHD without any medication. It did take numerous attempts at coming off of medication before I finally got to the point where I could sustain productivity, focus, and energy, all while making sure that I had the impulse control and the emotional regulation required for me to run my business and also manage being a parent. I'm a parent, I've got a young son. Um, and so, obviously, coming along with the parental side of things and the business side of things and ADHD, it is a lot to juggle. However, for myself, I have succeeded in coming off of medication, been off medication for a while. And I was on medication for about probably about 6 years. Um, a mix of medications of about 7 different things that I tried. And so I very much understand, what it's like to have ADHD, try multiple medications, have side effects that you're not happy with, whether that be, not being able to eat properly, not being able to sleep properly. As someone who loves going to the gym, those are two big factors for me that, help push me towards the decision to come off medication. Now, if you are, disclaimer here, if you are considering coming off medication, it is absolutely critically important that you do so under the guidance of a doctor, whether that be a psychologist or your GP, your psychiatrist that prescribed you the medication, anyone that is a medical health professional that understands ADHD and the role that your medication plays in your life, also understands the circumstances that are going on in your life at the moment and where you are at with your ADHD management. It is absolutely critically important that you do so safely. And I also want to make a point that this channel is in no way, shape, or form an encouragement for people to come off of medication. More so, it is about providing natural methods and treatments options of managing the ADHD, either to complement your use of medication, because for some people it works really well and they don't want to come off, and that is completely fine. And also, some people don't want to use medication at all and do want to use natural methods and treatments, and that is completely fine as well. So, wherever you are at along your journey, there will be things that are provided in this channel that will be useful for you, and even some things that could potentially be quite powerful for you. So today's topic is, people with ADHD commonly struggle with processing certain problems in their life, whether that be social interactions, personal relationships, areas of their life, so things like money management, anxiety, some past traumas that have happened, their view of themselves, um, problems with things that they have done or have had done to them. The point is that people with ADHD commonly, not everyone, but commonly, struggle with processing these things, or at least some of these things, and that can lead to these mental blocks or like an anchor going on in your brain. And people sometimes get stuck on certain issues, and they keep you stuck, unable to move forward in some areas of your life, unable to progress, and they end up taking up so much time and energy and focus, and they can be part of the reason why life can feel like you're climbing a mountain and you keep falling back down every few months. And for some people, that can happen over and over again. So, if that's you, I urge you to consider, what is that like for you and what is that costing you? Because these are things that are important to deal with and are 100% going to make a world of difference in your management and your treatment of your ADHD, whether that be naturally or with the use of medications. Because, imagine we unhook all of these anchors. We can deal with all of these things that are holding you back mentally. It leaves you free to climb that mountain and go as high as you want, without any of that heavy, for some people, it's like baggage, as you go around life. You end up collecting things. If you go traveling, you end up buying things. And the more you travel, the more you buy, the more you end up with. But if you don't have somewhere to store that, or if you can't store that properly, or if you can't, process those things properly, they end up having a significant impact on your ability to function and execute your role as a person in the world every single day. Now, then if you try go exercise, you try stick to a clean diet, you try get your sleep schedule in order, these things become very difficult because your brain is completely preoccupied with, these issues that is unable to process or work through. And for some people, therapy really helps. For some people, certain types of counseling or going and seeing a psychologist. Um, and whatever works for you, I encourage you to go and do that, whether that's talking with a safe friend or going and seeing a professional, or if you work with someone like myself, who's been working with people and families of children with ADHD for the better part of a decade now, have gone and done lots of courses and programs in multiple countries around the world, trying to get to the bottom of, for me, how do I function in the world the way that I would like to? Because otherwise these things end up exaggerating your symptoms, such as procrastination, fatigue, anxiety, your focus, your concentration, your forgetfulness, your ability to, be socially intelligent, to be emotionally intelligent, to be regulated, and to function in your role effectively, whether that be in work, as a family member, as a mother, or as a father, whatever it may be. And so that's why working with other people can be absolutely so powerful. Again, whether that's some mental health professional, counselor, a safe friend, or someone like myself who specializes in dealing with these things, it will make your alleviation of your ADHD symptoms so much more effective. And if you've been struggling to reduce your screen time, you're struggling with work stress, there's a lot of things that you're balancing, a lot of things that you're managing on your plate consistently, then unhooking a lot of these mental anchors will do you a world of good and actually increase your cognitive capacity, which in turn will make all of your life so much easier, and your impulse control, emotional regulation, your ability to deal with stress, all will improve. And then everything starts getting better. So your diet and your exercise and your sleep, and that's a compounding effect over time. So there's no real goal to get to. There is just practice of different methods and also the willingness to go and deal with these things in your life. I know that they can be confronting. I know that they can be scary. They can be, incredibly confrontational for some people. And I have the utmost respect for that. And I, for one, know exactly what it's like to have to go through those things and deal with them and tackle them head on. It isn't easy, but I promise you, it's not as bad as you think, especially when you work with someone safe. And that's why I'm here. That is why I do the work that I do, because for some people, they don't have a safe friend, or their psychologist or the psychiatrist isn't the kind of person that they would like to go to work through certain things. Whereas I am a person on the internet. For some people, they're in a completely different country. If they talk to me and then they need some space, I'm probably not going to pop up in their life anywhere except for online. And even in that arena, I'm going to be providing things that will assist them moving forward in their journey, because them and I, me and them, we have the exact same goal, which is to function how we would like to in life, be who we want to be, and feel how we would like to feel every single day. And with ADHD and a lot of these symptoms, it can make that so incredibly tough. And I have all the compassion in the world for you guys. that are dealing with the same things, because it is really hard, especially if you're someone like me whose family didn't have an understanding of ADHD, didn't, think that it was real, or didn't provide a safe enough space for you to open up and talk about your symptoms and the areas in life that you struggle. Or if you did open up and you're made to feel silly or stupid, or that, you were completely invalidated or alienated, I resonate and I understand exactly what that's like. It has happened to me multiple times in my life, from schooling to family to friends to workplace, everywhere, you name it. And I'm still here. I'm fine. I moved through it. So can you. Okay. So that is all for today. It's a bit of a shorter one, but there is a lot more that I want to expand on. If you have any questions for me, please comment on this video. Let me know. If you're interested in getting in touch with me, I will be providing a link in the description. But the most part is that, I'm really here just to help people chug along through their life and give people an alternative to medication, because as great as medications can be, and I don't think I would have gotten to where I am without using them temporarily, they did come with side effects that didn't work for me, and I know that they come with side effects that don't work for a whole lot of other people. So hopefully this video reaches those people, and if it does and it has reached you, please let me know. It would be fantastic to know that what I'm doing is actually working, or if there's something that I can improve on, or how can I help you in whatever way that I can. Okay, my name is Riley Wilson, and take it easy.